But DRX are going to be bursting through with full force. Waylay already closing the distance and finding some info.
Yeah, we'll be able to retreat back. Kamo only just spotted, but it's the openers going the way of DRX, and trexx has been dealt with as well. 2 players on the rotate, but I'm looking at that flank coming out from Freeing. I wonder if he's been heard. I think he has. paTiTek just pop flashing back in the other direction, but even just the time that is being bought is going to cause Liquid quite a lot of issues.
At this point, that flank all the way around is probably what's going to seal the deal if the site players don't. One of the things that Tombiz #1 was saying was, HYUNMIN, he's got the French buff. He's had his croissant earlier on, his creme brulee, his ratatouille, but now he's gone out of the round and the defuse already tapped. Pressure put on. Keiko lands the shot on the flashback, and they need to find the diffuser quick!
So desperately close from a position of, I want to say, impossibility.
Point
Go on, give me it. Give me it. That's actually outrageous. That's completely ending every single international. These two teams should, in theory, be at different levels, but we're yet to see Liquid take the board.
Well, this is where that should change. They've got rifles, but they've not got nats. HYUNMIN landing that shot from afar, and now Team Liquid on the retake. They're forced into a fight close range against weaker weapons. Kamo and trexx do well to start, but it's still a 3v3. The spike planted. The time not quite against them yet. There's still plenty to work with. Great flash from Flashback. And that's going to put the numbers into favor for DRX. 1 HP on Flashback, a drone going through though, and that's going to stop a diffuser. Even going to get the tag on trexx, so more time taken. And as it ticks away, that spike getting closer and closer to its final moments. Keiko traded out, and now trexx in an impossible situation. He has to bait them into a fight. Patience from DRX is what will win the day for them. It's too far gone. He'll make them pay for the
There is still the cam in the corner, ready to catch them as they walk out, and an immediate dash in, but trexx is ready for it. An advantage taken, and an advantage increased. A second onto BeYN, and backside still being held. They can't have got any further forward. Flashback is going to try and peek this, but, well, that flank yet to really be spotted.
Yeah, in fact, it's not going to have any real impact here, you'd imagine. That element of surprise gone. They know there's a player, but, well, close to heaven. They don't know that he's on the left side, but the walkout is going to come elsewhere towards the spawn. Flashback already watching forward. He'll find his first fade back. Gate crash to fall back on out as the ult is popped. 2 spotted. Fring knows that he probably has a target coming his way. Ready for the fight towards the vents. They're suspicious of it. Swing from Kamo gets him. But the numbers kept even as the spike keeps on ticking. This is a round Team Liquid desperately need. And the defuse inside the smoke puts the pressure on. Already hurt the half. Dropout punished. And this round goes to Team. But as we get to his POV, you can see Blade Storm in hand. Looking for the fight from far away. Ult comes in a little late from paTiTek, so site clearance comes in. DRX able to gather themselves at least a bit of control, you would imagine, but they stall out. Kept back by the smoke. Kept back by the ultimate of paTiTek as well, as they can't use their abilities to break through to this site. It's going to cause delay. Camo's down to 20 already. That's a phenomenal spam. And HYUNMIN still with a full utility belt. They didn't get caught out. The timing didn't catch them. They'll still be able to have a pretty decent sight hit with that free recon, essentially.
Already. Oh, it's a very awkward fight, and spotting out Kamo. He's decided to go aggressive, but he's been caught from behind. The flashback takeover. They were so busy watching where HYUNMIN went that they've ended up losing the rest of the site. A singular shot
advantage of the chaos, ripping the back line
side of things. Immediately, we'll see the popping of that dimensional drift. That's all the info they need, and they're trying to throw util just to give nothing for paTiTek, but he does survive.
The site being pressured, but around the side comes Patty, still able to find another before going down as the 3 versus 2 comes into play. Hunter's Fury to push them back 35 seconds, but no way to deny this plant now. It will come through, and it's on HYUNMIN to find something from here. If he gets this, he's got another refract online. This could be huge. Or DRX to get back into this play. The drone thought about by trexx, and he'll wishing put it through. A huge punish from HYUNMIN, but he falls eventually, leaving MaKo alone. So a great start. His util's been well placed, but now he's got to do it rifle in hand. Nats holding him.
Applying a single brush to every single team would be madness. Speaking of madness, this is so aggressive from Liquid. They've had enough.
They are not playing like a team that's down 6-2, and that's exactly what you need to see. The spike taken, BeYN spotted, and he is dead to rights in his corner. How many can he take with him? Being able to change it up, not play just one style. Have more than one hymn sheet to sing from, and then
doing it again.
Find some serious impact. They're being left in the dust. DRX shut down.
It is still the majority of this defensive side. Like, it was only Dance lurking in mid, I guess, getting the early information. The rest of it, like, this could be the replay of the last round.
Everybody on this is madness. Everyone on Team Liquid is pushing full aggression. A player up top drawing the eye. Keiko just needs to swing, and he will. Bring down. Paranoia sent through. Ready to swing on the back as the rest of the team, as Team Liquid continue to fry. DRX are in a 4v2. They've lost the spike, but they've got the TP. MaKo can steal that spike away, and that's exactly what he'll do. Okay, they've lost a lot of players, but at least they should be able to find a plant.
And luckily for him, the man alongside him has been the hero for this DRX squad so far. Looking for a fight, but look how patient trexx is on the other side. We've criticized him for over-peaking, and this time he won't be caught. MaKo in a 1v4. We've seen it once, but not this time. He has his updraft. Okay. Convergence path used into the B side. Back to that execute-heavy style, but it is much more of a retake setup this time for Liquid. They have been caught out on these openers every single time, so they've avoided it completely this time.
Yeah. Conceding the space, letting them burn utility, avoiding the fights until it's on favorable ground. Now the rest of the squad comes through to join the fight. paTiTek, the first to draw blood. HYUNMIN going to fall at the hands of Camo's Blade Storm, and the B site's already overtaken. We don't have the Hunter's Fury online for BeYN, but one away. If he can find a pick, this gives them a huge chance in the round to recover. But it's a 3 versus 5. They need to be firing on all cylinders already. The reveal lands onto MaKo. He's got support though. It's free, swinging through the smoke, but Camo's there to greet him. And BeYN, the last man standing under heavy pressure. The defuse already underway. He's got a swing, and there's 2 players. But it's silence in the crowd as they wait now to see how this will play out. Kamo diving deep, but unlike HYUNMIN, he doesn't have the ability to fall back without refract. Space taken is committed to. But the B side will be overrun nonetheless. DRX, many players nearby. Flank coming through with the deep A main push already from Fring, but you've got the same thing from Nats as he moves around mid. HYUNMIN's there to greet him. And now they can just pause a moment for the retake, but they see DRX are spotting this aggression from Team Liquid. They need space on this attacking side, and so it's straight into the spawn they go. MaKo there to greet them, and the right click is kind to begin. Shock Dart is going to drop BeYN though and make this a little bit more difficult, but still the advantage with the defenders. Trexx box come out. This is their round. Advantage in almost every fight that they take. In fact, it should be every.
Got tagged quite low early on.
A stinger.
He's got to be very careful. Flashback just popping flashes through as the team look to try and get in. MaKo's managed to find one, but it's Keiko stepping up. They've still got to be careful. As said, this is as about a pure bonus as you're ever going to see. These are low-value weapons, and the more cost that this causes, the more rebuys that are needed, and it's definitely starting to get a little bit.
But even up against those weaker weapons, it being so close is scary. Camo's gone diving. Stinger in hand. Paranoia sent through, but it finds nothing, and now Flashback onto Trexx. This is becoming difficult for DRX. They've got full control. Well, what if Team Liquid got to respond? 1 by 1.
Yeah. They are walking into the trap. They are walking into the players, and it felt like, at least with Kamo diving in, there wasn't a lot of follow-up behind it. Maybe hoping somebody would give them a gap elsewhere, but it hasn't happened. And now with Nats and Keiko, the last 2 standing. Some would call them cats. But right now, they're meeting the claws of DRX.
Backside play from MaKo. He's going to be the only one taking this fight. Keiko has a chance to isolate it, but it's DRX 9-7, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a pause after how this round went.
Of the previous half, it was a lot down to him individually, and there you go, once again, MaKo down. There is still another player that they have to deal with. The slow thrown in, but not connected. Refracting back out of the site, but it leaves the teammate alone. BeYN has fallen, and paTiTek's won a battle with the Ghost.
That he has through the smoke, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Pure spammage in play. Flashback and Fring left with nothing to do. And, well, I guess I misspoke. Information, same as on the attack side.
Yeah,
and then he
the
just
spams aren't going to connect because he's already passed the box. I don't know if they're even going to realize, but he doesn't connect.
The old pop lets them know. All eyes should be on this choke point. This is the spot that Fring holds on to tightly. They'll eventually fall, but the damage is done. Surely Trexx tries so desperately to pull it back. paTiTek traded out as he's brought back in. Trexx somehow walks out with 3. He's left on 2 HP, but it's only MaKo up against them. Both players low, and the spike still to be planted.
I've seen this one before. A 1v2 chance for MaKo. Nats on the other side. This time he delivers. Trexx is on just 2 HP. He's had an insane round so far, but needs a little bit more. 20 seconds left. MaKo can just opt to play the time, but he will
re-entering into that site. How Trexx found so much value. I mean, this round seemed won at this point.
Bait on Paddy.
So
like,
beautiful.
He brings him back. And
what? Wait, he was the one that ran through. It was
they
know that Nats was looking for space around there. Clearly expecting this A-hit. Traps already on site. Kamo bypassing him. He's up top. Bladestorm hasn't spotted the player on backside. Fring gets the jump on him. BeYN with 1, but it's Keiko stepping up for the double, giving Team Liquid a chance to continue drawing breath. A 10-8. 3 versus 3, but it's Nats going walkabouts that gets punished. Walking into the whole enemy team. And with the old pop from Flashback, DRX have all the info.
Trexx, I think he's starting to consider whether or not using that Hunter's Fury is worth it, but Keiko going down, it's not anymore. He needs to win a fight or 2. He had a chance to be the hero in a round prior, but lost the clutch to MaKo. Now he sat versus 3, but the only thing really on his side is the time. Converges path, uses walk back into it, and now he's in trouble. Shock Dart could go in, but there's not really anything else he can do other than try and spam a bullet or 2 for Liquid. So I'm not going to count any chickens just yet. Hunter's Fury put through. Kamo is completely blinded at the back of the site, and when he does finally escape the Hunter's Fury, he is executed. Already 4 players in a fast rotation from DRX. They've been good at the retakes thus far, but this time they have no plans to retake. And they also have so much control on the other side of the map. Look at the push-up already from MaKo. He's so deep on that A-site control that there's absolutely no way back.
This is the problem, I think, though. Look at how many rounds Kamo goes diving in, lands, and goes, okay, now what do we do?
Yeah.
There's no one here, what do we do? And that's when DRX execute back out and take him down. They don't have the ability to punish like that when you're Team Liquid because you're playing against HYUNMIN on the waylay. He's able to constantly get in, land, go, we've got the info, fall back, and then go, hey, what do we do now? And that benefit is, it is leagues above what is being brought to the table by Team Liquid here. And you need to see other ideas. And we're not really. Even there, when Kamo goes down, seconds later, there's still 4 players in main. They're not able to actually do anything about it, and even saving seems to be an impossible task. Excited as not being kind. This isn't like the first series of the day. It's a completely different flavor. Dive in from Kamo. Does well to find 1, but an immediate punish comes through. DRX, they are holding strong across the map. It doesn't matter which battleground they have to fight. Full control for the defensive side, and with 40 seconds left, the final threads fraying from the loom on Abyss.
Again, they look like they're running into a brick wall. 1 player will take the charge, and this time, that 1 player fighting alone has actually managed to even up the score. Keiko's done well, but there are still 2 players waiting on the other side. Keiko has TP'd into his own smoke, just trying to garner a little bit of extra space. HYUNMIN is well aware of it, though. And the other 2 players still trapped in main. They want to try and swing this together, and they will, but MaKo's still here. 12 seconds left. They know where the remaining players are, but sticking this button is going to be difficult. Keiko had to body block it down. Nats is all that remains, and he remains no more. DRX are going to be bad ever, and this is his path.
This is the one. The recovery for Team Liquid. HYUNMIN back to his old tricks. Flashback there alongside him, and HYUNMIN with his 3rd kill of the round. His 2nd. DRX in a 5 versus 2. This has gone downhill very quickly. There's your stats powered by AWS. 24.6% of the time, Team Liquid are getting the spike defuse, and in a 2v5, I imagine that stat's even worse.
This is going to be tough to try and break back into. It's mostly going to come down to mistakes, and I want to give credit in the last map as well to DRX. They weren't really making silly errors. They were looking like a
against Team Liquid certainly have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, they're kind of unlucky that they are the team that's got to adapt on the fly. And what a very aggressive start to this round. Camo's the only one that's really invested in.
That's exactly it. Last time it was all about securing that second.
They're so ready for it.
A map with so much range. Now they can afford to have those weaknesses, if you want to even call them that. Certainly not in this fight. There's the Bucky. Finding one difficult to use when you're having to reclaim space, but they'll at least get off to a good start. Problem is, I don't think there's much to be upgraded there.
Spike planted.
Keiko might be able to grab something. BeYN is not aware of him by the looks of things and comes to clear it and loses his life. Kamo with another. This is now getting very dangerous. What's left is still HYUNMIN. He has been huge, and MaKo really heated up towards the end of the last map. It's HYUNMIN to find one, to fall back now, create the space, force uncomfortable fights. It's a classic and a Bucky. All you gotta do is make sure you're far away, but Nats taking now MaKo, puts the pressure on HYUNMIN. Defuse underway, Bucky guarding short, and it's Kamo third!
Now, well, this is where DRX finally have rifles of their own.
But he is baiting for Keiko in the corner. The problem is he goes down, so now they don't have to clear that right side, and Prowler comes in. That's Keiko shut down. DRX are walking their way into this site. paTiTek, the only one standing in their way now, and a flash, sure to blind him. He dodges it just about and at least claims one more. But it looks like an impossible position for Nats, who's coming off the back of a pretty rough start in the previous.
And this is where DRX have been tough to beat. Falling back, holding together, deep flash, pressure down. And that's what they look to do again.
DRX are ready for it, but the showstopper causes issues. The flash is perfect from trexx. And a
play behind that box, all the way back deep towards the spawn, just to have a safe spot, but they did not do that. You could see how blind the players were on the other side, even escaping.
Everyone's looking to face. They realize we can't fall back, we have to fight, and that's when the Gecko Flash wins them the round. Great utility coming out of Team Liquid, but DRX now, still with rifles, still with those big ultimates, one away from Fring having the Viper's Pit, and it's going to be Orbital Strike immediately, covering off that backside of Lamps as they go in to clear it. Plant can now be secured. Spams through the smoke, always going to be dangerous. trexx finding that extra information and clearing out all this space, but when they see so many of the players from Team Liquid flooding into the A site, ults being committed, the TP is taken, and DRX go all the way out to the B site. Easy plant. That's a great adjustment, thinking on their feet.
Yeah, and look at the ults they have as well. Convergence path can completely stun up the players. That's immediately going to be used, in fact. That's 3 players that are just stuck in the spawn. The nade has been used just to try and quell any aggression, but DRX have no interest. Oh, we got a 5v4. We don't need to take the risk. Seeker's used on the other side to garner that extra little bit of space, but now the Viper's Pit hits onto the spike. This is a losing battle, or so it seems. Liquid somehow striking back. paTiTek with an immediate double, and a spray through onto BeYN leaves one. Freeing. He should be able to deny the first. Needs to at least try, and has done so, but Nats... I don't think so. From everything we've seen so far in this match.
Game of tennis.
It seems like we're going to spend the whole game on juice. And only a final advantage will be found at the end. Again, the Stinger has been a real irritation for Liquid. Nade will do some damage onto MaKo, but he will be able to escape. Post-plant with a Molotov, a seize as well, a snake bite. Like, they've got some post-plant utility to play with here. They don't, however, have guns.
Yeah, with the pistols, you think you even want to put that Viper's Pit in. It's usually not the play. Baiting out that utility already. You can see Grim Molly goes up, and it takes so long to land. They've got so much time, and it doesn't matter. They're doing it with the pistol. Distance with 45 seconds left. Dash comes in, Refract online. First player spotted, stunned as well. Now they can try to close in that distance. That's exactly what they're doing. trexx under so much pressure. paTiTek tried to help him out, but he ends up falling at the hands of MaKo and DRX. They're pushing into this site for Keiko's falling for the decoy. Everything going the way of the attacking side since they pulled those sheriffs out in the last. Just there, when we're where the economy's at for Liquid, it should at least be a lead for DRX in the end, with ults online for the next. Mainly looking at MaKo, he should have that orbital strike. And No one's close on Team Liquid. Oh, I thought that's an info dive. He's full committed. Still go back.
Sticking it for now. He is going to try and go back, and there isn't really anybody that can punish from this angle. It's a solid start, though. Nats now goes down. But bear in mind, there were some severe weaknesses, and now Camo's coming in from behind. He could just end this round, but it's whiffy! It's really whiffy. Luckily, he's got Keiko to back him up, and trexx has managed to find one with a ghost. It doesn't end up. And we'll see if he can do it in that second half. There we go. Finally, there's been a missed shot on the other side of things, and Camo gets a little bit of revenge. Poetic justice, you could say. However, there's always a response, and that was incredibly clean from freeing Nats. I don't even know if his head was fully showing.
Well, it was found on the other side nonetheless. That was redemption for Camo to start, but Nats, same old thing. This time less utility involved. It's just the straight up duel that he loses. For DRX, that's a equalization in terms of numbers. It makes this A site much more vulnerable. Only now trexx is swinging out to try to clear that position on short, and I think he's seen some of them. Camo now turns to fight those players, and that's when Fring is going to be striking. Oh, doing damage as HYUNMIN finishes the ball, but Keiko does well to at least find himself two, leaving it onto BeYN. Spike down, 15 seconds. That plant needs to be secured now.
Flash over the top. The second comes out from Sky. This is forced BeYN into an awkward position, or maybe not. trexx has gone for the fight, and this time BeYN, again, he's just going to stick it out. Oh, eventually gets caught by the wingman. Usage of that orbital strike, a pacey hit, and well, it's gone right past, spotted the players, one of them already being stunned up, and the fight back, BeYN's revenge, as he will find a double. Freeing in position, they need to clear him, and they have, gives them a chance.
Oh, MaKo and BeYN are so low. Nightfall goes through. Both players spotted up there. Info to play with, but HYUNMIN, the man with the weight of the world on his shoulders now, his teammates have forced into a fight. The odds aren't looking to be in their favor, but time is ticking. Waiting for the Nightfall to fade. The flash out sees no one. Close left clear, worried about long. Nats finding MaKo, but it's HYUNMIN finding himself the first. And from the previous map where he was being shut down at every turn. A couple of rough openings, but for the most part, this has been night and day. Deep play from Team Liquid. Not afraid to get aggressive, and the full site's already cleared out. They're starting to get an inkling. DRX were doing something. There's no reason to leave A this open, so they expect the flank to be coming through. In fact, Nats expects the flank to be coming through. In goes the snake bite. He will be caught. Push up, but Keiko's watching his back. Team Liquid, a double opening, a 5 versus 3. They know that MaKo's here as well. Ooh, but Nats has been tagged extremely low. It's an easy cleanup, but time is ticking.
Yeah, there's so much left to do, and not much left to do it with. The players in lamps are going to cause serious issues, and at this point, it's all about orbs. The clock is far too low already, and MaKo, well, he's going to at least clean up a few, do a little bit of extra damage.
Early. Now BeYN thinks that that angle should be clear at least for a little bit longer, and he goes out to jet. Camo's there to greet him.
And that's not really what is needed. In fact, they've had to gamble a second player over to this side of the map. And well, the Tiger's not going to finish him off. We'll see if somebody on the Liquid roster will.
Yeah, the Fangs didn't find him. But they're going to be aware of this position. His best play, wait for the rest of the team. Try to take advantage of the chaos. Hope that Liquid try to respond to the retake by pushing into his space. He can land that shot. But it's a passive play from Team Liquid. Not much utility left, and I think that's certainly of note at this point. Post plant isn't really that much of an option, not as deep as we'll see with this comp a little bit later on.
Cool scenario for them. They get absolutely played by the
poison.
poison.
They decided to go pushing down. Again, filling back into that space. Steps hurt. They've made the right read. There's no utility coming through from Team Liquid. It's a disaster! MaKo!
Down A.
He has shut down that rotate. They were expecting a fight around the corner, but he steps through, takes the battle to them, and leaves Keiko in a 1 versus 5. What a game plan from DRX. Well played. The utility spent on B, the gradual fallbacks, the Viper wall up. It made it look like Liquid hadn't...
It's not in the right place. And once he goes down, well, the rest of the team immediately pivot, and they are just not prepared for the aggression of MaKo, putting the team on his back once again, a vintage.
Sheriff kill. He'll make it out. Flashback sticks around for one.
And he gets some additional space. He managed to walk his way. This is the the classic. He's walked all the way up. That operator's still watching though, and that's taken out Keiko. He's managed to see a man on the other side, but DRX are not looking to fight this, not looking to give that additional little battle over to Nats. In fact, he's going to go walking through, taking so much damage as he does, but his goal is not to fight these players, it's to get into the backlines. But look how prepared DRX are for this. They now have players watching from either side.
Orbital strike going to completely deny the plan. Trexx taken down as well. He'll go down with the ship, with his wingman, and the AWP on Flashback catches Nats. All that.
That's a solid round from DRX. I think bringing the
one round between them. Orbital strike online, and you know what? It's going to be used, sent in onto BeYN, but it's only a trade, and they've lost Camo.
Again, is going to go looking for information, but he's managed to take quite a bit of control. They've stuck themselves in towards Zuka, but have left themselves stuck in the mud. Even still, they hold the line! An absolute shutdown of the Liquid.
And neck again for Team Liquid.
Seems to have been. Flashback able to go over to the duelist and BeYN. That's the second round in a row.
We've seen him come down here, and the big problem, the AWP in that corner. Trexx is stuck. He has to face him. He has to cross him. And you don't cross Flashback without...
doesn't know that. It doesn't know how much of a commitment there was, so they still have to be patient, but eventually will get themselves in onto the site. Flashback, having that dimensional drift available, will be able to get themselves into post, but the plant not given over to Camo means he doesn't have that ultimate online yet. They're trying to put the pressure on. He needs a kill and he'll find it.
There we go.
Now that's the showstopper. Immediately puts into play, but he's trying to find a target and he'll get it. HYUNMIN down, giving them the advantage once again, and Camo's taking over. Just the one standing, but that one is Flashback. He has been a man to deal with, and a rifle picked up with the remaining two. So passive, so patient. He's expecting that they're towards long, but both players are going to be swinging from the
DRX's perspective, this looks like a hit, but I think the rotate to B is far more likely. They'll pick up that spike and rush on in. HYUNMIN finds one, but paTiTek is good for the trade, and he's just a distraction right now. He is drawing their eyes, but DRX haven't full rotated. They've left MaKo on this side of the map. BeYN's been holding on to control of B long. They're suspicious of this play, and rightfully so. BeYN will find his reward. MaKo needs to be patient, play this one with his teammate, and BeYN is the one to find the pick. They can swing together on Keiko. Spike down, 12 seconds as the rest of DRX arrive. They will not fall for Liquid's bait. It's DRX, neck and neck again.
Yeah, they're reading this game incredibly well. The goal from Liquid has been...
Deuce, the back and forth. Someone's got to crack the code eventually.
Again, the saturation's going to slow them on their take. Freeing in the corner will be dealt with immediately. HYUNMIN needs to go big and doesn't. Immediately taken down, and they've even managed to remove BeYN. The problem is, MaKo's still standing. Nats with the pit, and the spike wasn't necessarily committed to this side of the map. In fact, it's incredibly far away. It'll have to be a little bit perplexing to the other side. In fact, they are now going to take it into the B side. The Viper's pit ended up just being a ruse, but that feels much more like a mid-round call. You've dealt with BeYN. Now you got a post plant.
But the damage here, well, the AWP has been picked back up, but it makes it a lot closer than it might seem. paTiTek and Camo have been able to tuck away, though. They've been able to claim their spots to fight from. But Liquid need to be so careful not to overpeak. DRX already finding the opening.
Again.
They baited MaKo into the open with the tap. Another tap coming through. The scars of the previous round where the defuse was stuck. Still showing here, he needs to pay!
The last round, he sticks it from the very beginning. This time, taps it, and then just almost plays the bait. His teammate goes down, and they assume, in most cases...
Watching his cross back. He's stunned, too. The flash goes in. They know there's two players here. Blood in the water. The DRX are hunting it down. HYUNMIN catches Camo. That was one of the main things the Team Liquid could rely on. The showstopper, if found, could change the course of this round. At least give them a leg up, and instead, they are falling.
Down B.
One by one, till it's a 5v3, a 5v2. DRX on the cusp of taking this series. A series everybody would have favored to Team Liquid at 2-0, the likely result. And look at them now.
30 seconds
They're
left.
called the masters of the group stage for a reason. The 5th, 6th spot has always had their name on it, and that means they need to make it out of the groups, but they're looking to do it in style. Keiko is all that stands in their way, and of course